Brian, this has literally been a labour of love for the last 18 months, and it's literally a marriage between Santaco, yourselves as Wi-Fi Taxi, and Telkom Mobile. But how did this whole project come about?
The project started off as an initiative of Santaco. Santaco is on a massive rollout in terms of improving the image of the industry, improving the services that they give to the 15 million people that ride taxis every single day. It's been an exciting ride. It hasn't been easy at all, but we've got some wonderful partners and makes it easier that way. Let's
talk about how it actually works. It was rolled out 3 weeks ago. It's free Wi-Fi services for the 15 million commuters you just mentioned. How does the Wi-Fi process actually work?
The commuter would come into a taxi. The taxis are branded WiTaxi. They would switch on the Wi-Fi enabled devices. They would log into a registration page, then interact with a couple of brands who are partners in the project, and then we unleash them into the information age.
Now, how does the relationship actually work? Who does what? How do you interact with the taxi owners? Who pays who? How does the service work?
Well, Santaco being the body that represents the taxi industry in South Africa, they would interact with the taxi operators. Really, WiTaxi as a business is just there to make sure that we provide reliable Wi-Fi provision, and we make sure that it's always on and it's safe to use.
Let's talk about safety and security. There's always cyber threats, there's theft of phones. How do you make sure that your commuters and their cell phones and the system is safe?
But let's talk about cyber theft first. With every commuter or consumer for that matter, just be careful what kind of information you put out there. Our platform works on a secure platform. We are aligned to every possible legislation in South Africa, and just be wary in terms of what you put out there in the information age. Yeah.
Now, your official partner is Telkom Mobile. Since inception, how much gigs or megs of data has gone through the process?
You know, it's massive amounts of data. You know, what I can tell you now is that in the just a little under 100 taxis that have the Wi-Fi inside of them, we're using between 300 to 400 megs of data per car per day. So the user acceptability has been very high, and we're very excited about the future.
You're sitting with 100 taxis at the moment. What is the initial and what is the phased out rollout plan? What's the big picture going to look like in the next, let's say, 6 months?
All right, a good question. The taxi fleet in South Africa has got 282,000 taxis.
Wow.
So as you can see, there's a big mountain to climb. But we're saying comfortably and practically, this is going to be a very slow and very well managed rollout. You want to do it right the first time. You only have once to do it right. So it's going to be 1,500 taxis every month nationwide. We already have a couple of taxis that are in the Western Cape. The bulk of them are still in the Gauteng area. But we're happy and we're ready to roll out now.
Brian, what is the future of WiTaxi and everything else that's connected to this?
The future is that you will be able to get free Wi-Fi from the taxi rank, in the taxi, shopping malls, retail shops, with one seamless experience amongst all of these spheres.
So it's Europe in Africa, or shall we say in Africa in Europe?
Well, it seems like it's an Africa in Africa now. It's an African solution for Africans.
Fantastic, Brian. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
From Lagos to Nairobi and Johannesburg, commuters often spend hours in traffic each day at high costs, and cities across the continent are working tirelessly to improve their transport networks. But in Cape Town, the city is in the process of integrating various modes of transport, utilizing a mobile application and the latest technology to make the journey easier for all commuters.